listening audio visual books. The book name is The Four Agreements. Let's start. The Smoky Mirror. 3000 years ago, there was a human, just like you and me, and who lived near a city surrounded by mountains. The human was studying to become a medicine man, to learn the knowledge of his ancestors. But he did not completely agree with everything he was learning. In his heart, he felt there must be something more. One day, as he slept in a cave, he dreamed that he saw his own body sleeping. He came out of the cave on the night of a new moon. The sky was clear and he could see millions of stars. Then something happened inside of him that transformed his life forever. He looked at his hands, he felt his body, and he heard his own voice say, I am made of light. I am made of stars. He looked at the stars again and he realized that it is not the stars that create light, but rather light that creates the star. Everything is made of light, he said, and the space in between is not empty. And he knew that everything that exists is one living being, and that light is the messenger of life because it is alive and contains all information. Then he realized that although he was made of stars, he was not those stars. He was not those stars. I am in between the stars, he thought. So he called the stars the tonal and the light between the stars the Migual. And he knew that what created the harmony and space between the two is life or intent. Without life, the tonal and the Migual could not exist. Life is the force of the absolute, the supreme, the creator who creates everything. This is what he discovered. Everything in existence is a manifestation of the one living being we call God. Everything is God, and he came to the conclusion that human perception is merely light perceiving light. He also saw that matter is a mirror. Everything is a mirror that reflects lights and that creates images of that light. And the word of illusion, the dream, is just like smoke, which does not allow us to see what we really are. The real us is pure love, pure light, he said. This realization changed his life. Once he knew what he really was, he looked around at other humans and the rest of nature, and he was amazed at what he saw. He saw himself in everything, in every human, in every animal, in every tree, in the water, in the rain, in the clouds, in the earth. And he saw what life makes the tonal and the negual in different ways to create billions of manifestations of life. In those few moments, he comprehended everything. He was very excited, and his heart was filled with peace. He could hardly wait to tell his people that he had discovered, but there were no words to explain it. He tried to tell the others, but they could not understand. They could see that he had changed, but something beautiful was radiating from his eyes and his voice. They noticed that he no longer had judgment about anything or anyone. He was no longer like anyone else. He could understand. He could understand everyone very well, but no one could understand him. They believed that he was incarnation of God, and he smiled when he heard this, and he said, "It is true, I am God, but you are also God. We are the same, you and I. We are images of light, we are God." But still, the people did not understand him. He had discovered that he was a mirror for the rest of people, a mirror in which he could see himself. Everyone is a mirror, he said. He saw himself in everyone, but nobody saw him as themselves. And he realized that everyone was dreaming, but without awareness, without knowing what they really are. They could not see him as themselves. because there was a wall of fog or smoke between the mirrors, and that wall of fog was made by the interpretations of images of light, the dream of humans. Then he knew that he would soon forget all that he had learned. He wanted to remember all the visions he had had, so he decided to call himself the Smoky Mirror so that he would always know that matter is a mirror and the smoke in between is what keeps us from knowing what we are. He said, I am the Smoky Mirror because I am looking at myself in all of you. But we don't recognize each other because of the smoke in between us. That smoke is the dream. The mirror is you, the dreamer. Living is easy with eyes closed. Living is easy with eyes closed. Misunderstanding all you see. John Lennon. Let's have another chapter of the same book. Domestication and the dream of the planet. What you are seeing and hearing right now is nothing but a dream. You are dreaming light now in this moment. You are dreaming with the brain awake. Dreaming is the main function of the mind, and the mind dreams 24 hours a day. It dreams when the brain is awake, and it also dreams when the brain is asleep. The difference is that when the brain is awake, The difference is that when the brain is awake, there is a material frame that makes us perceive things in a linear way. When we go to sleep, we do not have the frame, and the dream has the tendency to change constantly. Humans are dreaming all the time. Before we were born, the humans before us created a big outside dream that we will call society dream or the dream of the planet. The dream of the planet is the collective dream of the billions of smaller personal dreams which together create a dream of a family and the dream of a community, a dream of a city, a dream of the country, and finally a dream of the whole humanity. The dream of the planet includes all the society's rule, its belief, its laws, its religion, its different cultures and ways to be, its governments, its schools, social events, and holidays. We are born with the capacity to learn to how to dream, and the humans who live before us teach us how to dream the way society dreams. The outside dream has so many rules that when a new human is born, we hook the child's attention and introduce these rules into his or her mind. The outside dream uses mom and dad, the schools, and religion to teach us how to dream. Attention is the ability we have to discriminate and to focus only on that which we want to perceive. Attention is the ability. We have to discriminate and to focus only on that which we want to perceive. We can perceive million of things simultaneously, but using our attention, we can hold whatever we want to perceive in the foreground of our mind. The adults around us hooked our attention and put information into our mind through repetition. That is the way we learned everything we know. By using our attention, we learn a whole reality, a whole dream. We learned how to behave in society, what to believe, what not to believe, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what is good, what is bad, what is beautiful and what is ugly, what is right and what is wrong. It was all there already, all that knowledge, all those rules and concepts about how to behave in this world. When you were in school, you sat in a little chair and put your attention on what the teacher was teaching you. When you went to church, you put your attention on what the priest or minister was telling you. It is the same dynamic with mom and dad, brothers and sisters. They were all trying to hook your attention. We also learn to hook the attention of other humans, and we develop a need for attention, which can become very competitive. Children compete for the attention of their parents, their teachers, their friends. Look at me, look at me, look at what I am doing. Hey, I am here. The need for attention becomes very strong and continues into adulthood. The outside dream hooks our attention and teaches us what to believe. Beginning with the language that we speak, language is the code for understanding and communication between humans. Every letter, every letter, every word in each language is an agreement. We call this a page in a book. The word page is an agreement that we understand. Once we understand the code, our attention is hooked and the energy is transferred from one person to another. It was not of your choice to speak English. It was not your choice to speak English. You did not choose your religion or your moral values. They were already there before you were born. We never had the opportunity to choose what to believe and what not to believe. We never choose even the smallest of these agreements. We did not even choose our own name as children. We did not have the opportunity to choose our beliefs, and we agreed with the information that was passed to us from the dream of the planet where other humans. The only way to store information is by agreement. The outside dream may hook our attention, but if we don't agree, we don't store the information. As soon as we agree, we believe it. And this is called faith. To have faith is to believe unconditionally. Unconditionally. That is how we learn as children. Children believe everything adult says. We agree with them, and our faith is so strong that the belief system controls our whole dream of life. We did not choose these beliefs, and we may have rebelled against them, but we were not strong enough to win the rebellion. The result is surrender to the beliefs with our agreement. I think this is enough for today. We will include next pages in the next sitting. Have a good time. Thank you for listening.